Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Sandy Unified School District family. A lot of exciting people here. We have another board member walking in and another board member who is stuck in traffic, and Mr. McQuarrie will be here in a few minutes. And so I just, as I say, I want to welcome everybody today and also those watching the broadcast for this March 3rd, 2020 regular meeting of the Board of Education with all the board members present, with Michael McQuarrie on his way and the absence of student board member Patterson. So to begin, would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'd like a motion to adopt today's agenda.
So moved.
Okay, moved and seconded. Please vote on the agenda for today. Okay, just to let you know at the beginning, today's meeting of the Board of Education is a board meeting that is conducted in public, so you'll be watching us like in a fishbowl. There will be opportunities for the public to provide input to the Board of Education, but on both agenda and do we have non-agenda testimony today, Council? Okay, we have non-agenda testimony also. So if you're testifying on a matter not on the agenda also, we will not be commenting on what you have to say. So if you haven't filled out a form before the meeting, some of you signed up, did a public testimony request. If you have not signed up, please go to one of the, either at the back of the auditorium or in the lobby, so you can fill out an electronic form. If you're going to speak on an item, you have to have your request turned in before that item comes up. And if you're not sure if you're already signed up, you can look at those two places. There's a blue sheet that has a list of those who are already signed up. And the other issue I want to say is we have a time limit on that, so we will, according to the bylaws of the Board of Education, so we will let you know at the beginning of when you're speaking how much time you have, and there will be a green light to begin speaking, a yellow light when you have 1 minute left, and then when you have a red light, please at that point finish your sentence and let the next person speak. And if someone here needs a Spanish interpreter, please go over here to my table on the left. If you need any other assistance about speaking at this meeting, please contact Board Services Officer Marty Stoltz to my right. Okay, the first item on our agenda is the recognition of employees for years of service. We have people that have been here for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Today we're talking about those who have more than 30 years of service to Sandy Unified School District, which means you began working for the school district before I came on the Board of Education. A few years before. So first I would like to ask, we're gonna hear from some of the people who are 40 years and up. We can't hear from everybody because 30 years and up, because we would have hundreds and hundreds of people. So I'm going to ask Superintendent Martin to please introduce this item, and I think we have some people who are very ready to speak.
Thank you, Dr. Evans. As a service-providing organization, the San Diego Unified School District's employees are our most valuable commodity. The purpose of this recognition is to begin acknowledging our employees for their years of service to the district. From now until the end of the 2019-20 school year, the district will be recognizing our employees for your valued service to the organization. Then beginning in September of 2020, this will be a regular monthly board recognition item. There are 95 employees in the district with 40 years or more of continuous service. There are 674 employees with 31 to 39 years of service, of continuous service to the district. So tonight I have called up before I even called you up, are employees with 40 or more years of service that are here tonight in the audience so that you could come forward to the podium and say your name and your school and your work location.
Patty Heck, Printing Services, 40 years in the same building, printing services.
Wow.
Reina Lillo, I work at Printing Services 40 years.
Hi, I'm Amalia Luche-Connaughton. I work at Colonel Solomon CDC, which they're getting rid of at the end of the school year, and I've worked for San Diego Unified for 40 years.
Hi there, I'm Melinda Dudley, and I work for Title I Private Services. I've serviced the district for 41 years and currently working at Our Ladies and St. Pat's in San Diego. Thank you.
Just a moment, Superintendent, if they have 40 years of service, don't they have to be at least 40 years old?
Oh, sweet talker.
Okay, my name is Paula Nowden. I work at Wilson Middle School, and I've been working for 45 years.
Hello, Brenda Brown. I have 45 years of service with the district and 35 years at Webster Elementary.
Wow.
Linda Morris, and I've worked for 42 years, and I'm now at Johnson Elementary School, and I thank God for the health and strength He's provided for me.
My name is Maria Salgado. I've been working 40 years at Toller Elementary, and then I thank God because I have only God give me the passion for those kids, and I still love them. Bye.
Hello, Maria Martinez. I'm 40 years, and I'm a senior cook at O'Farrell Cafeteria. Food service.
My name is David Sanchez, Jr. at Ford Middle School, 47 years.
I'm Steve Perez. I'm irrigation tech for the school district. I'm with PPO, 44 years.
Hi, I'm Chuck Cardwell. I've got 40 years in, and I'm your Point Loma area schools gardener. Thank you.
Hi, Thomas Beck. I have 40 years in landscape services, 25 as a supervisor. I'm very blessed to have my family here and my district family. I want to thank you all.
Hi, I'm Kathy Reams-Dow, and I have 42 years, 40 of which has been at Jefferson Elementary, and I'm so happy to see some of my colleagues and family and principal here. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Jane Nguyen at Central Elementary School as elementary school assistant. I'm so happy to receive this recognition. I am so happy to be part of the Central team.
Hi, my name is Don Johnson. I am with the custodial department, and I am the building services supervisor for the instructional media complex, 40 years in the district.
Hello, my name is Diana Cruz, and I started at Logan Elementary. Then I went to the second language department for 1 year. Then I returned to the school site where I work with students at Emerson Bandini. Presently, I am at Paradise Hills, and again, I have 40 years in the making. But the best reward is working with students, seeing their growth, seeing their progress, pushing them to the highest level that I am able to do. And that is the greatest reward I have. Thank you.
Meg Moore, 41 years, 42 if you count the year I was a sub, the past 37 at Claremont High School, and in 2 years I plan in sitting in that seat right there.
I'm Larry Michaelanis. I've got 46 years
and I've been 30 of those at Mark Twain High School.
Thank you all very much. There's nothing more honorable than the public service that you've offered all of these years. Sometimes we've talked about younger students coming here and eventually be on the Board of Education, but now I'm finding out that as people are getting ready to retire, they're getting ready to also replace us on the Board of Education. Yes, yes, we have one right here. Yes, Trustee Whitehurst Payne, how many years of service prior to being a board member did you have with the district? 31, and now you have 5 more, so you have 36, and you could be reaching that 40 mark. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you all for coming. Okay, board members, we're going to continue with the business as people are exiting the auditorium. The next item is the consent agenda. Is there a motion on the consent agenda? Second. Moved and seconded by Trustee Whitehurst Payne and Trustee Barrera. This is a consent item. If there is no comment by board members, are there any public speakers? No public speakers. Please vote on the consent agenda for Global Vision Academy. Okay, so this results in the renewal of the charter petition of Global Vision Academy. Okay, we'll now move to another operational matter for the board, and this is a public hearing on Keillor Leadership Academy to consider renewal of their charter. And so for this item, this is not action today, but this is a public hearing on this item. So do we have any staff presentation at this point to just fill us in on what this is about?
Yes, President Evans, Ms. Walsh is coming up with her famous binder.
Her binder is a lot thicker than the ones we were given.
She's prepared for any possible questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. So this is Keillor Leadership Academy. The school is seeking a renewal of its charter for a 5-year term, beginning July 1, 2020 and ending June 30, 2025. We've included in your packet a summary of the charter petitions and renewals, going back to their initial charter, an overview of the school's academics and enrollment history, their projected enrollment, which is projected to stay the same over the next 5-year term. We've also included the current board roster, and we are reviewing the documents that they submitted, and we'll bring a recommendation to grant or deny at a subsequent meeting.
Okay, so we have the information about the standardized testing, and in terms of enrollment, they are projecting stable enrollment over the entire period of the new petition.
Correct.
Okay. Ms. Stoltz, are there speakers on this item?
Yes, we have 2 speakers on this item, Citizen T and Joel Christman.
Okay, we have 2 speakers, in which case you will have 3 minutes each to speak.
I don't think this is the topic I wanted to speak on, Keillor.
This is item E1, Leadership Academy. The next is E2, Elevate Charter School.
No.
Okay, not yet. And is there another public speaker on this item?
Joel Christman.
Okay.
Board members, Board President Evans, Superintendent Martin, my name is Joel Christman, and I'm the Executive Director of Keillor Leadership Academy. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight on behalf of the KLA community as we renew our charter. I also want to provide a little history to give the board a perspective on our school and the community. We're located in the Hamishaw area of southeast San Diego. Keillor was a middle school in the San Diego Unified School District. In 2004, Keillor Middle School was in its 4th year of program improvement as a failing school under No Child Left Behind. Keillor Middle School was required to close and reopen significantly different. Parents, community members, and approximately half of the staff banded together to determine how Keillor would be significantly different. A work group of school and community stakeholders formed and set out to design a school that would focus on student academic success and also serve as a permanent contributing fixture for the positive change in the community. The work group and the community made a decision to change Keillor to a charter school with the purpose of creating student leaders that would someday contribute back to the community. The school implemented a character development program called Character Counts in conjunction with the REACH program, Respect, Enthusiasm, Achievement, Citizenship, and Hard Work. Both programs create key norms for students, staff, and families. And in addition, the work group agreed to implement a uniform policy that gives students a sense of school identity as well as the sense of being a part of a team. Keillor Leadership Academy opened its doors in September of 2005. Within weeks, the former culture of chaos was converted to a culture of learning. Structures and routines provided students a safe and orderly campus. At the start of the 2010-11 school year, KLA added grade 5. Then in 2012, we added grades TK through 4. We now serve 629 students in grades TK through 8. Over the past 15 years, KLA has shown steady growth as a charter school and held WASC accreditation since 2011. In 2017, KLA was granted the maximum 6-year accreditation to the year 2023. This past January, KLA participated in its mid-cycle visit, and I'm going to read from their report.
Normally we have up to 10 minutes for a group to speak, so I'll give you 2 more minutes to conclude your comments.
Thank you. Report says KLA has a warm and welcoming culture that supports all students socio-emotionally so that they can be successful academically. KLA is invested in 2 full-time counselors and 1 behavioral support specialist. KLA created an ILT, instructional leadership team, that is clear that the team is having an impact on running the school, including the collection and analysis of student data. KLA has created vertical alignment across all grade levels and continues to strengthen the alignment through open, productive discussions. KLA outperforms middle schools in their area. The school has a vibrant enrichment and electives program. There's a strong sense of parent community with over 50% of the parents attending open house and there being a vibrant parent volunteer team. Parents spoke about how their students came out of their shells because of the school and that all students were seen for the strengths they have. Teachers at the school are there because they believe in the vision and mission and because they are with other like-minded student-focused teachers. Leadership works to support the entire staff and guide and lead in an open, collegial manner. We've been at Keillor Leadership Academy for 15 years. We look forward to another 15 years of serving the KLA community, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. And you have been the executive director for the 15 years, is that correct?
Yes, I have. In fact, I was there when...
Yeah, that was less than 15 years ago. Yes. Okay, board members, questions or comments on this item? Okay, we have a packet right here, and we will be at the next time we have a charter meeting, we'll be voting on the approval of this particular charter. So,
I
yes,
just had a real quick question. I was looking at your subgroup performance scores on ELA and math, and I noticed that in the with the white subgroup, it went from 40% proficient down to 16% proficient, down to 9% proficient. What do you attribute to that dramatic drop in performance in that subgroup?
The white sub?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Could you come up to the podium so we can record it?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're looking at that and how we can address those students. We do have a very small subgroup of white students that do fall into that category, and it was something that we have are looking at and are going to focus on as we're moving forward.
How many students would you have in that category?
In the white category, probably in the 20s, I would imagine.
Yeah,
but it's still, your own data shows that the subgroup dropped from 41% down to 9%. And I'm just kind of, I hope that next time we come back that you maybe can shed some light on that. I
Sure.
think that's kind of alarming. Even if it's a small group of people in the population, it's still pretty interesting data point.
Okay.
And before you leave,
Yes.
the students with disabilities, do you have mod severe or just mild mod only? You have the whole.
We have a moderate severe classroom, yes.
You have the whole spectrum of mild mod and then mod severes.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
But I will bring back more information regarding your question.
Okay.
Supervisor.
No further questions. If not, that will close the public hearing, and we will move on to the next item.
I'll move item E2. Second.
Okay, item E2 is action and revision to the charter petition to increase enrollment projections of Elevate Charter School. Are there any public speakers on this item?
Yes, you have one speaker, Ryan Elliott.
Okay, this is not for the entire charter petition. It's just a revision to increase enrollment projections. So I'll give you 3 minutes for that.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Board President Evans, Vice President Barrera, Superintendent Martin, and trustees. At Elevate, we strive to create the conditions for every student to learn and lead. We're proud of our students' achievement and growth since opening 6 years ago, as well as the community that we built together with students and educators and families. I'm pleased to share that just last week we received word that Elevate has been recognized as a Leader in Me Lighthouse School, an honor that is typically attained by only 10% of schools that begin the Leader in Me process. On behalf of our entire community, I do want to thank the Charter Office for the time invested to review our material revision and to bring forth a recommendation to approve modest enrollment growth over the next 3 years. This will enable us to continue to meet the varied needs of our diverse student body and employ best practices with our students in kindergarten through grade 6, as well as offer a fuller and more flexible schedule in the middle school grade courses that we offer. We ask that you vote in alignment with a recommendation from district staff who best know our program and capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any board member questions or comments on this item?
I just want to comment on the outstanding work you're doing. Am I on? With outcomes for the last four years, your students have scored in English and in math and between the 80 and 89th percentile in terms of meeting or exceeding standards. Congratulations.
Okay, no further comments. So please vote on this revision. And Mr. McQuarrie, there you go. Okay, that passes 5-0. That is approved.
I'll move item E3 as well.
Okay.
Second.
Moved in second, item E3, which is Albert Einstein Academy. It's simply an action revision to add an administrative location. Is there a speaker on this item? There's no speaker on this item. Any board member questions or comments? Seeing none, please vote on this item. And that also passes 5-0. We now at this late hour are coming to non-agenda public testimony. What do we have in terms of non-agenda public testimony, Ms.
You have
Stoltz?
one speaker, Sean Bentz.
One speaker, Sean Bentz, and
Looks like
Citizen is
Citizen.
also on the list, right?
Okay.
Okay, she's on the blue sheet, yes.
Board President Evans?
Yes.
I'd like to correct the record. I would like to correct the record. I acknowledge that the charter had achieved in the 80s in the 80 percentile for reading and math, and it looks like in reading that is correct, but in the area of mathematics they're a little bit lower, but still outstanding performance. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, you each have 3 minutes to speak on non-agenda items. We'll start with Sean Bentz.
Thank you. Should I give you this? Is that okay? Or
Sure, you can leave that with us. Yeah, we can leave that with Marty Stoltz. Could you restart his time? Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sean Bentz. I'm a teacher at Gompers Preparatory Academy, and I'm here to let you know that we went through the whole year process, waited to decertify, and the teachers filed for decertification, and PERB accepted it, that we were in the right amount of time, and we had plenty of teachers to do it. However, last week, when the SDEA learned that the teachers had successfully submitted a request to PERB to ask for the opportunity for a vote, SDEA and CTA then requested to PERB that our vote be blocked. The SDEA is not representing the teachers in a true democratic fashion. SDEA and the organization committee is not doing what they promised the teachers when they started representing us. And we come to you so that you are aware, and you also know that you can encourage the SDEA to do the right thing as you did to the GPA leadership. We wish to have democratic policies in the deciding on what they put into the contract and be transparent about the results and the decisions coming from those. The SDA is not representing us, and they're doing what they want to on campus, and we don't know what to do. So I'm asking for your help to ask them, please abide by the law. Let us have our vote. We never had a vote. Never. And this is our opportunity. We waited. So if you could, just like you wrote a letter to our leadership, could you please encourage them to stay within the law? Let us have the vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And our
Good evening. I was Citizen T, but I didn't write it on. It didn't find where to put it.
Citizen T, and was to speak on which item?
Gompers?
Actually, Keillor. You had signed up to speak on Keillor?
Yes, I put it in the wrong section.
Okay, so you want to be in non-agenda?
I want to do the public speaking.
Non-agenda. Okay, we'll start with Citizen.
And you too.
Yeah, I don't know how it got mixed up, but it is mixed up. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so there's two that have signed up as Citizen, and one is Citizen T. Okay, go ahead. You also have 3 minutes.
Okay. Good evening. Before 2004, Gompers was a failing school under the San Diego Unified School District with gang violence and drugs. The parents and the community made Gompers a charter school without a union. For the past 15 years, it has been an amazing school with a great culture and legacy. However, for the past year or so, our school started experiencing some changes. We now have a teachers' union. The union has negatively impacted our children and parents as well. The teachers' union involves students in their union issues. Parents have been trying to stop this involvement. In November 2018, Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher and Richard Barrera sent out letters to our school supporting the teachers' union. Richard Barrera used the San Diego Unified letterhead, but the San Diego Unified School District did not vote for the letter. The SDEA union has been hurting our students. SDEA has stopped our school and continues to do so on actions such as our schedule, which both sides agreed would benefit the students. SDEA is only harming our parents and our students. The union is negatively affecting our students, and we will not stand quietly as our school regresses to what it used to be. We refuse to relinquish power to the SDEA or CTA, whose only interest is more membership and money. We need to keep Gompers with students first. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
You know, you shouldn't send a letter out signing it unless the board has approved it, Richard. So, Patrick Henry High School in Listy Gillingham. I'm looking at the handbook today, and it says that students are going to be held to high standards. But the staff is not holding themselves to the standards that they are expected to uphold. They don't follow the rules. They do whatever they want. And one of the main problems I have with what they're doing at Patrick Henry High School is the LOP list. Okay? The LOP list isn't part of district policy. That's something that just got made up. Okay? And adults use this LOP list, and they're cruel and they're thoughtless, calling it discipline, but it isn't. What it is exclusion. You know how you can get on the LOP list? If you owe the school money for a $5 barcode on your textbook that got damaged, and you'll be on the LOP list. What the LOP list does is it excludes a child from every activity on campus. Dances, going to a basketball game, marching in the band, playing sports. You're banned. That's the first punishment. You're banned. You will be banned for 2 weeks. You'll be banned for 2 months. You'll be banned until the last day of school. You can't get off that list unless you do the second punishment, which is 4 hours of your life at Saturday school by a teacher that's not teaching. It's just an overtime gig for teachers. It's an overtime gig. It's not about teaching. It's an overtime gig. So a kid that doesn't have $5 to pay for a damaged barcode on a textbook ends up on the LOP list because he's not going to ask his mom for $5 because that's the food money that they have left, or they're going to end up at the church pantry. Yes, in America, in San Diego Unified School District, we have a debtor's prison in a public school, and you cannot be involved in school activities until you pay your bills. Now, how is a kid supposed to pay their bill? They don't work, for the most part, right? Especially if you have a cheer advisor like Terry Clark. She doesn't want you to work because she wants you to be volunteering for all the fundraising activities she has planned for you. But that's another story. We'll get there. $60 parking citation if you park in the spot that's painted with butterflies and flowers. There's no law that says that you can't park in a spot that's painted with butterflies. It's a $60 parking citation. And it says in the handbook, it's not, you don't get to go on a field trip because that's a privilege. No, it's not. A field trip is an educational activity, not a privilege. It's part of the educational program. There's some bad things going on at Patrick Henry High School.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, are there any further non-agenda public speakers? Seeing none, this will conclude our meeting, and the next regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 10th, 2020. And everybody vote tonight.